Hello, everyone. I'm Doug Sandy, the Chief Technology Officer of PICMG, and it's my pleasure to be able to walk us through an overview of the initiatives that PICMG is currently working on in the area of industrial Internet of Things. Now, before we get into the rest of the slides, I want to show you the problem we're trying to solve. Here is a temperature transducer, very similar to what you might want to install if you were working on a Internet of Things installation. And here's the other end of the sensor. I don't know if you can see this. There's three wires here. It's analog, right? Obviously, if you want to get from this analog output of the sensor to the rest of your Internet of Things installation, there needs to be something that goes between. And currently, there's no overarching standards that defines how to do that. So PICMG is focused on the vision of providing plug and play, true plug and play at the sensor domain, the last foot of the network. And to do that, we need sensors that are smart, that when you plug them in, they can report what they are, what type of sensor, and what their capabilities, what their range is, maybe how they should be calibrated, and so forth. We also need factory equipment that understands the language and the data that comes from the sensor. So that's protocols and data models, right? And once you have that factory equipment that understands that, then probably you have to have up at the higher level some sort of means of communicating with each piece of factory equipment in a IT sort of way in order to do the management and orchestration of the factory floor. Our strategy to do this really is fourfold, and I'm going to focus on mainly on the bottom two layers of this, the closest to the hardware to begin with. MicroSAM is a hardware specification that was released last year, and it's for a very small module. You see this. This is large enough to hold a small microcontroller, which is just enough smarts in order to provide that smart sensor or smart motor capabilities. So that's the MicroSAM specification available now. Above the hardware, you need some sort of specification that defines the behaviors and the mechanisms by which that smart sensor communicates with the rest of your IoT installation. Ongoing right now is the sensor firmware specification. We expect to have that released in the first half of 2021. Above that, in the network layers, we have a network architecture and data specification, which has to do with the communication between those lowest layers and the other parts of the factory installation. And last but not least, we have a data model extension to the Redfish API, which was developed by the DMTF. PICMG is working with them to add the extensions necessary for factory automation and industrial IoT. If you want other information, you can feel free to contact me directly, Doug@picmg.org. Thanks a lot.